So while I'm sitting out here stuck in my U-Haul that doesn't start, let's talk about short-term rentals and why I have the U-Haul to begin with. Important thing is when you're getting into a short-term rental, something you want to consider is you got to make it the baddest place. It's got to be the best place as far as your competition. The way you do that and the way you ensure that is basically pretty simple. You go on Airbnb, you go on VRBO, search, 3 bedroom, 2 bath, or whatever house that you have that you're looking to short-term rental, and look at your competition. If you can't be in like the top 5, I don't know, I would actually say to you don't do it, because occupancy, the amount of people that actually rent your home in any given month, is the key to being profitable. If your house is just okay, has bad pictures, it doesn't have anything to attract people to it, you're going to run into a situation, especially in times that are a little bit slower, like we're running into right now in 2022, where you're not going to have very high occupancy, you're going to have high vacancy, and that can cause you all kinds of trouble, especially if you're having to do something like pull a mortgage. So point of the video is, how do you do that? Often cases, it can be a pretty good amount of money to furnish an Airbnb the correct way. The proper amount of beds, the end tables, the lights, all the things you need in the kitchen, the proper things you need in the kitchen, and then all of the smaller things like game systems, or if there's a grill or an outdoor sort of entertainment unit, any of the things that would attract somebody. We ensure that all of our units have a couple of key things. The first one is a fully stocked kitchen. So anything you could possibly imagine: rice cooker, slow cooker, regular coffee, Keurig, French press, all the things as much as you could. I want to make it feel like it's at home. The secondary is you need to have great living quarters, great beds, great blankets and things like that. People want to be comfortable. That's why they're renting from you instead of like maybe a hotel or something like that. If you have hard, uncomfortable beds, you're going to get some bad reviews, and it's just not going to be very good for you. And the third thing, and probably the most important thing, is what are the entertainment things that are there. Now, these can be expensive. Things like an outdoor fire pit, for example. It costs us about $3,000 to put the outdoor fire pit in this one. Do you have a big green egg or some other grill? That can be another $1,000. And also things like what we're doing today, which is adding in game systems. I go to Facebook. There's a guy that I found on there that provides these 5,000 game arcade systems that allow people to go play all the classics, Asteroids, Pac-Man, things like that. We have these in all of our Airbnbs, but they're about $1,000 or so, along with things like beanbag toss and Jenga and Connect Four and all of the things that kids want. I've actually been to some of our Airbnbs, and I can tell you that kids use these items. I've walked in when guests were there because I had to check on something or answer some questions or whatever, and there was toys everywhere. These things are being used. And if you're traveling with a family and you see that something has things for your kids to do, well, parents are on vacation. What do they want? They want to get the kids out of their hair, and these things can be very attractive to them. So the point is that while these things can be expensive, adding sometimes an extra $5,000 into the price of setting up a new home, the reminder is that you don't have to do everything over time. You can list your property and maybe list it at a slightly cheaper rate so people don't expect a whole lot. Get the occupancy going, get some money coming in, and then come back and actually furnish these types of things. Even though we're successful in all of Airbnbs, managing about 200 properties so far, I still treat each individual property like it is its own entity and its own business. So I'm not going to take some profitability out of another business into this business. That's actually a big no-no. Each individual unit has to stand upon itself. So even for this unit, even though we're being successful and even though we have the funds to actually furnish this, what I actually did is I started with kind of what I'll call like a level 1 sort of furnishing. And then from there, then I added in a couple more things. And as the revenue came in, I added more pictures to the walls. I added more of these, cool little features. We put in the rock pit out the back. We've added the grill, and I've added things like the lights that are outside, awnings over our patios that light up. And of course, today, aside from the U-Haul, failing us today, I'm adding an arcade system, foosball table, air hockey, and those types of things to really bring in the kids. So getting great reviews so far for the few that we got, but no amazing reviews. And some of our other properties, when people come, we get all the time, this is the best place I've been, it's laid out completely, has everything I've asked for, and those are the type of reviews that you want to do. So the point of this video is, don't go cheap on your short-term rental. Worst case scenario, start out small, get some baseline stuff, keep the prices down low so you don't necessarily have people that expect a whole lot. And then as you add things, you can actually increase the price of your particular rental as you have more features and more entertainment items. Think about it. Hopefully this is useful to you. It's something that we do in all. We're now 200 properties strong. It is an absolute staple for us, and it is a critical thing that I think that every Airbnb should have, the entertainment items. But again, you don't have to do them all right off the bat.